Hi there, welcome to my stall. I've all set up now for the St Oswald's Hospice Christmas Market. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a tour around. Obviously we can't look at stalls in person at the moment, so it's nice just to kind of show you some of the products on offer. Everything's on Etsy and the link will be shared on my post so you can find your way there easily. If you've got any questions about any of the products or any of the kits, please just drop me a message and I'll be around all day on the market just to answer any questions that you've got. And every purchase that you make as well will contribute towards a donation that I'm making towards St Oswald's Hospice at the end of the weekend. So I've decamped to my kitchen, unfortunately. There was a bit of a change of plans, so it's not quite as snazzy as it might have looked if I'd have been in my studio with all my props. But we've got some nursery hoops, which are ideal for little children's presents. Those are 8-inch hoops and they're all machine embroidered illustrations. These things on the wall are the larger textile pieces. We've got the Stitch typewriter, which used to be one of my early logos as well. That's one of my favourite images. We've got a little bloom floral piece here. That was used as a teaching sample for a workshop I actually did at the hospice in the craft room. We've got some stitched affirmations there. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds. We've got another stitched affirmation just down here. The hardest step she ever took was to blindly trust in who she was. I did have another Ernest Hemingway affirmation stitched and I'm waiting for some prints hopefully to arrive today, and then I can list those on Etsy as well, so I've got some flat prints as well of those. Sycamore Gap is one of my favourite places to go. I've run workshops on it quite a few times. So there's an original there and there's also printed cards available, as there are of Belsay. There is an original of Belsay, but I haven't got that listed for the market yet because that needs reframing. Any old Church High girls in the area? This was taken from Church High's library as they were clearing out just before I left. And it's a little book collage made from a book cover of French plays that was taken from the library and some of the old library tickets as well. I've got a selection of Christmas cards. Some of them have been put into shops which I'm waiting to reopen, so I don't have as many. So I've got Baby's First Christmas, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. These are all printed on recycled board with recycled envelopes and then biodegradable cellos. I try and use as much, or well, as little as plastic or as much recycled, as many recycled materials as I possibly can. So I've got another couple of designs there of Christmas cards. They're all listed on Etsy so you can see how many of each design are available. There's another piece of textile out there as well. That's in an old spoon case. Where flowers bloomed, so does hope again. That was made as part of the workshop with the other bloom sample that was on the wall I've just shown you. So moving on, these are also Sycamore Gap inspired pieces, but these small abstract landscapes were inspired by Peel Crag, the rocky outcrop that you see when you park at Steelwood car park and start the walk over to Sycamore Gap, and they were sort of inspired by all of the colours and the textures of the summer heathers on Peel Crag. Those are also available on my Etsy shop. They are listed separately, but if you're interested in all three of them, please do just drop me a message because I'll kind of do like a little deal for getting all three of them together and popping them in the post. We've got little tins. I do use a lot of found objects in my work as well, so those are the sort of nice things that can sit on a mantelpiece perhaps. I've got some hanging Christmas decorations. So we've got the wrong price on. We've got peace, joy, and love. And those are 4-inch hoops strung with twine. If you've had a little new arrival in your family this year and you want to celebrate the first Christmas, I am doing Baby's First Christmas hoops as well. So you can have it on navy blue, all hand embroidered with the baby's name and backed with felt, or you can have the robin design backed with felt and have their name put onto that as well. And those ones are 3-inch hoops. Sorry, I think these are the ones are 3-inch hoops as well. I did get mixed up. So all the hanging ones and the Baby's First Christmas ones are 3-inch embroidery hoops. Now, if you really like sewing and you want to do something in a hoop for your own tree, so you can create a little hanging decoration yourself, I do have a kit available. And this one is a 4-inch hoop, and it's to make this little hoop here. And you can get the full kit from my Etsy shop with instructions, and I will be uploading a video to YouTube soon as well with a little run through, just covering some of the very basic stitches that we use. This one's a really great kit for anyone from beginners up because it uses basic back stitch, a little bit of running stitch. I introduce you to split stitch, and we try some French knots as well. So it builds up the kind of skill levels with stitches slowly. So that's one of the kits available as well. I need to pick these up really because these are really small things done with altered bobbins. But these are tiny little local landscapes, and they're taken from my granddad's old photographs from the 50s at St Mary's Lighthouse. And these are altered bobbins, so these are tiny little landscapes that have been stitched and wrapped around little bobbins. So we've got one of St Mary's Lighthouse. There's things falling off my wall you can hear in the background. And there's one of the plaza before the fire went through it and it was demolished. So that's the Plaza Tynemouth. And again, that's been embroidered into. So these are lovely little art pieces that you can display, you know, sort of with a collection on a shelf. You could actually string them, or I could string them for you, and they could hang as well. So those are the little altered bobbins in there on Etsy as well. We've got some costume jewellery. So these are really mini bobbins. If I just put my hand next to them, you can sort of see the size of them there. Really tiny. And these are just costume jewellery. But they're all printed postcards, these ones here, and this is a vintage French postcard, embroidered into, and they're just backed with wood on various length chains. If you look at them on Etsy, you'll see all of the different lengths of the chains, so you know how long each necklace is. And this one is some vintage linen with old clock faces embroidered on, finished with a little button in the centre as well. So just nice little textile art gifts. And we've got some needle cases as well. So some of these have a little felt book inside of them. So we've got you will break but or you will heal, and we repeat what we don't repair. And then we've got some bloom ones as well. Again, developed from some of the bloom work I did last spring when I was teaching at the hospice. And then we've got some little more informations on cards. These are little art cards. So they're little Twinchies, and we've got an original collage on that card as well. These cards are really nice because they're lovely to send, but they're also lovely to frame afterwards as well because they're on quite a nice thick card. So they're a lovely thing to send to a friend or family member through the post that they can frame afterwards. And the last thing I want to say, because I know I have gone on for a little while, is I also have some collage kits. So in my shop there's also sort of like lucky dip bags of collage kits where you get a selection of vintage ephemera and some thread, some buttons, some die cut label shapes out of old maps. And it is very much a lucky dip. You get what you're given. And there's no instructions with these ones. They are just like sort of like little stash builders, things to get you started on some collage of your own. You can use them however you want. But if you do want more instruction and something more festive, I've got a YouTube video I'm going to share soon with a link to the video for how to make these cards. And I just chat through how to make these cards and I demonstrate how to make this one here. And that does link up with a kit. If you haven't got your own paper supplies or craft stashes, you can buy the kit from me, and that's got everything in it to make 4 cards, including 4 card blanks and envelopes as well. So I think that's just about everything. I hope you enjoy browsing.